All right, Dawn, you my co-host this week.
I'm here, Brad.
All righty. Let me go back into the tree view here, make sure everyone's muted here. All right, we are kicking off a new season, so welcome. Open up the chat. We're going to use it a lot today. But also just some housekeeping stuff real quick. Make sure that you are muted because if there's not a red line through your microphone, we can hear you. And also, we can see you unless there's a red line. A few people mentioned to me, because we've had so many new coaches, they're like, I'm not going to be dressed in time. I'm not going to be like awake. And it's like, that's all good. This is called coffee and consistency for a reason. We wake up. Most of us are just rolling out of bed. Some of us are still in bed. And that's all good. We're here to learn and grow. So as we tune in here today, open up that chat. We want to know where you're tuning in from. State and city, but also where are you physically? Are you in bed still? Are you unmuted and hearing the muffles or something? Let me mute everyone real quick. Doc, go ahead and chat it up real quick. I'm going to make sure everyone's muted.
Absolutely, Brad. All right, guys, we are a little bit on fire this morning, so I just want to give a little disclaimer and warning. I hope you have your coffee. Those of you who are on the East Coast, a little jealous. Got 3 hours on us, but us West Coasters are just waking up with our coffee, and we are excited to just bring the fire today and bring the good. This is for you. The tribe has spoken. You guys have said what you want to learn. Brad's going to open us up and really kind of share a little bit about the layout over the next 6 weeks. But I would love for you guys to put a 1 in the chat if you've been on coffee consistency and you are so stinking excited you can hardly stand it right now. Brad,
hold on, I'm just trying to meet everyone. We have a lot of new people on here. This is awesome. Oops, hold on. I muted you accidentally, Don. Hold on. Unmute yourself.
It's all good. I'm sure some of you would like to be able to mute me. I think some of these guys are totally on fire too.
Let's see. 1 second.
I love it. I thought someone was cooking. Never mind. DJ's getting something out of her purse. I thought she was stirring in a bowl. Got it.
All right, you guys, everyone's still jumping in, and we are gonna have some muting stuff going on here. Oh, also the other disclaimer is you can write on the screen. So if you are on your phone, someone always figures out how to write on the screen. We can see it. So if you draw something nice and possibly then delete it so we can see the screen. That's pretty much everything. We're going to go over the layout of today, and this is our first call. We're going to have a lot of interaction. It's so great. I can't even keep up with the chat. It's so great to see you on, Pamela. Yes, you just rolled out. Rich and Glenda, what's going on? We're going to have a fun season ahead. And it's going to be unplugged. I'm really excited because we put a vote up in the page of what you guys wanted to learn, and the top 2 topics are what we're going to cover today. 1, just bringing it all unplugged, showing you exactly what to do. And 2, we're going to show you guys how to set up the schedule. This is really our prep week, and we're going to get into it. But I think I just want to keep asking. I want to get the energy going here because we're all going to learn together over the season. If you could, in 1 word or 2 words or less, what has been your biggest win in your health, your life, your business in the last 6 months, would you guys say? That's been about the last time we did our full coffee and consistency series. What is your biggest win? Mental health. I love that. Blood work improved, healthy finances, resigned job, congrats, Lee. Attitude, confidence, life. Oh, Don's just so good, just so good. Okay, and also, I forgot, we should probably introduce ourselves, Don. So my name's Brad Miller. I'm going to be one of the hosts of this call. You may be new, and I want to welcome you to our community, our group. We're going to have a great 6 weeks ahead right now. Don, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Dawn, co-host this morning, and yeah, just really excited to jump in and learn all together.
Perfect. Let's ask the group one more text, and then we're going to share some stories before we hop in today. I know the number's still going up in the chat here. Who here is a brand new senior coach or a new coach? Put a 1 in the chat. Awesome. There's a lot of people. Welcome. Oh my God.
Welcome, you guys. Oh my goodness.
I think I got everyone muted. I got to do a few more muting, and I'll have to do this in the beginning here. Perfect. So we have a lot. First of all, we want to welcome you. I want to encourage you to be consistent over these next 6 weeks. but also we want to welcome you to our family. We have a really important layout that we're going to do here today. We want to show you what's possible, but also I want to congratulate you. I put a challenge up that we would do a double cab for a senior coach. Anisha, you are muted, and I can't seem to mute you. You're unmuted. Can you mute yourself? There we go. There we go. There's so many people on though. It's being slow right now, so bear with me this morning. My computer needs some coffee. All right, back to that. Back to the new coaches. We want to welcome you. We're so excited you're here. A lot of you guys took me up on that double cab challenge. So far, 30 plus new senior coaches or cabbers in the last week and a half. So congratulations, you all. Congrats. All right, Don, let's open up the season by sharing a little bit of stories, and then we'll hop into today. Do you want to introduce the people that are going to be sharing as we start the call?
Absolutely. And I actually see Tanya on. I don't know if her husband's going to be able to join us, but Tanya, I would love for you, girl. I mean, from we started talking about this Coffee and Consistency series, Tanya and Sam have been all over it, like super excited. I would love for you, girl, just to come off mute and share a little bit about like why you're excited. You've tuned into a few of these, and it's made just a little bit of difference in your business. Can you believe where you were a year ago compared to where you are now?
No, I can't.
So, like, yeah, share a little bit. Just like, what are you most excited about? And then maybe just share a little bit about like what's possible.
Yeah. Well, I'm super excited because this was like the first training that I started being a part of when I first became a coach. And at first I was like, you want me to wake up on a Saturday and go and watch something? I was like, okay, maybe not. And so at first I was watching the replays sometimes, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. And so when I started realizing that it was just, there was so much value in being in it and just on it with everybody and having coffee with everybody from afar, it started changing like everything. And so then I went from just watching the replays here and there to really waking up and watching it consistently. So I really like the name of it too, because consistency is like what changed everything for me. And it all just works together. Like I was posting things and stuff like that, but coming on here is just like the game changer. Like that changes just everything. And so that's why I'm so excited about it. And that's why I'm always like encouraging my team to watch these if that's what they, want to do, because it's so awesome. And you guys are all so amazing. And yeah, just like the health, like our health community, like having a coach community it makes all the difference too.
It's huge, isn't it? And things have changed for you guys, right? Like since you decided to tune in, and of course you're encouraging your team and they're all jumping on too. And it's just like, I mean, you and Sam, your lives have changed over the last just few months.
Mm-hmm.
Want to speak to that just for just a quick second? Like what's possible? Because I'm sure we have so many brand new coaches coming on that I kind of think maybe sometimes they don't maybe quite know what's possible. And you guys have gone from not knowing quite what's possible to now being able to share that dream with others and watching them see what's possible in their own lives. So anything you want to share there before we kind of pop off?
Yeah, just don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt the system. Like it works. You just do the steps just like your health journey. And when you follow the guide and you follow this and that, it works. So it's the same thing. And I mean, having help from your mentors and plugging in right here, it all works. It all works. And the sky is the limit. Like you never know what's possible. Like by just being consistent and just doing it and showing up, even if you're not ready. Like I was not ready always before to just come on here on a Saturday. I was barely awake, but
I love it.
Like you said, it just makes a difference.
It so does. And congrats, girl, because you're helping a lot of people, and you and Sam have, like you said, the sky is absolutely the limit. So thank you for sharing. I'm so excited. And I would love to have, Brad, we have time for one more person just to kind of come off and share? I think so. Just one more real quick. Okay. Thank you, Tanya.
You're welcome.
I just want to give props to Tanya, working hard, kiddos, husband works full time in the Army. Like it is just what's amazing about it is that step by step, just plug into the system. And like she said, it works. So just trust the process, even if maybe you're not quite ready yet. I would love for Kaylee to come off and share. Girl, you have been fire. Are you on this morning, Kaylee? Can you come off and just share a little bit?
I am.
Hey.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. And I'd love to piggyback off what Tanya said. And, you know, it's just super fun to be able to get on these calls. You don't know until you know the value of these, right? And so if you're a newer coach, just know that it's worth like being in your jammies, maybe not have brushed your teeth, but at least you have your coffee, and know that you're going to plug in with some amazing people that are going to help you transform your life if you want. And so that's something that I've really learned along the way is being on these calls and being open-minded to what our leaders have to share with us as we move forward with our goals that we do have. So be on here, guys, be present. I challenge you on this series as it kicks off to just be absolutely present in the best way possible, so you can take notes and you can take those to your team and to share those takeaways. Some of my biggest areas of really what has helped me to be home with my daughter and no longer teaching full time as a teacher is really just pushing through the fear. I mean, I was working as a full-time teacher and never had the support like I do with this company. I am just so dang blessed. And they challenge me in areas that I'm not comfortable sometimes, but it's totally worth it. And pushing through that and seeing what's on the other side. And just in the last 6 months, I've been able to I've started to see what it's starting to look like. And I'm not even there yet, but I'm so excited to see what's next. So trust your team, your mentors, and know that we have your best interests at heart, okay? And we have you. So go share those dreams with your team, trust them, know that they have your back, and continue moving forward and having fun on this series, guys, because this is where it's at and this is how you're going to grow.
I love that, Kaylee. And congratulations on being able to be home and present with your family and to be helping other people realize their dreams too, girl. And put here, jump in and doing the action. It's been super fun. All right, I'm going to turn it back over to you, Brad, and let's get started.
Yeah, let's get going here. So as you guys can kind of tell, if you guys have been on trainings before our series, then you know we're kind of slow. We're kind of doing a slow start today a little bit because we really want to build up the community of what we're about to do here. I honestly wish we could just go through because they're just looking at the chat, I'm blown away. I'm watching the people tune in and I've seen how much you guys have grown. And that's what's going to be possible over the next little bit here. So we're going to really get into today, give you guys the context of it, but really it's more about the next 6 weeks. This is really our prep week. And so today we're going to go over the top things you guys wanted to learn, which is how to set up a structure for success. We're going to go over a little bit of how to grow, and we're going to go over a little bit of how to finish the month strong. So hopefully you guys have your notepads, and hopefully you guys have seen this really quickly because I'm going to flash the disclaimer real quick here because we're going to show you guys what's possible a little bit here today. And honestly, also a big shout out and a thank you. A few people are going to open up their businesses to show you what's really possible. We're about to embark on a big season, which is how to, there we go, is what's possible over the next 4 months. Yes, over the next 6 weeks, you will grow. You'll grow a lot after that month because every time we do a copy and consistency training, we train the basics, we train them in order. You hear from all the people that do this in their sleep, running over 10,000 frontline volume and above, which means they're really good at our systems. They got a really big heart, and we're going to show you exactly what makes the difference. If you tune in, I promise you, you will see growth. But right now we're up to 280, I think, in here. What I'm going to encourage you guys is to keep that number strong through the next 6 weeks because it's your consistency that will pay off on this. So we're going to go over all the stuff, but today we're going to show you how to set up for success, and hopefully you guys got the documents printed out. So I'm going to encourage you guys to save this rock in your schedule for the next 6 weeks because we're going to bring you guys the goods. Here's what we're going to go over. I'm not going to go exactly over today, but basically we're going to show you how to coach like a pro, basically like what Tanya and Kaylee said. And if you follow the steps, you will see the success that's going on here. Got anything you want to add in here before we go in here? We're going to go through it week by week, and we've got some really good stuff planned for you.
Yeah, no, just dive in and, step by step. So if you're brand new and you're like, oh, I'm not exactly sure, it's okay. We're going to show you how to do it.
Exactly. So every single time we do this, but I really want you guys thinking about the next 4 months ahead. And actually, if you could, for some of you that have been coaching for over a year, what is your biggest wins since last year? Like if you really step back and think about it, like Tanya, you weren't even coaching last year this time, like crazy, right? Kaylee, this is right about that time that we had that conversation about like breaking through and thinking more of us. A lot of you guys weren't even coaching. A lot of you guys, when you really think about it, feel free to drop in the chat because there's so many wins here. Like where were you at this time last year? And if you have been through a few of these seasons, you know what's possible. Not only there's some big things that will make the difference in this season ahead. It's probably one of the coolest seasons. But really what it comes down to is when you see the header at the top here, skill set plus mindset plus action plus consistency equals success. Like especially the consistent part, like Tanya was talking about. But we're going to show you the skill set. You're going to get the mindset from being around the people that are doing it. We're going to show you the action. We're going to all be in action together. We're going to be consistent together. What I want to show you is over the next few weeks, we're going to spend a lot of time on showing you step-by-step how to support clients, how to dive into people's lives, how to encourage them, how to raise them up, how to help coaches come on, all the things you guys want to learn most. But most of all, we're going to show you how to be consistent and show you how to, on top of all that, we're going to hit on social media a lot because social media is the thing that drives all of those things forward. So it'll be a heavy amount of like how to help you with social media and sharing your connections. But we'll also show you quite a bit. I should actually blank on it real quick. Hold on. What's the other thing we're going to show them, Don? We're going to show them. Hey, that's why I'm going to train on it.
Well, how to dream too. Like if you're diving in right now and following the steps, when you do that consistently, you guys, in 4 months, impossible to even know what's possible. This has been 9 years for me, Brad, and I'm still like blown away at what's possible. So if people are out there wondering about like the longevity and what is like, oh man, just get ready because when you dive in and follow the steps and love on the people and care enough to be in their world, it's amazing what's possible. Did you remember what you were going to say?
Well, I got distracted. I was looking at the chat. I'm just watching all the breakthrough, like Kenny's talking about. Never been ask yourself what's next. Mindset, all these things that people are breaking through. I got to move real quick here. Yes, definitely dreaming. We're going to go over that a little bit today, but definitely also how to coach during the fall season. It's going to be like all how to do the basics of coaching, but we're also going to do a little bit of twist because supporting people through the holiday season actually takes some really good coaching skills. So we're going to go over all of it. But really what I want you guys to think about today, like if you're writing something down, where do you want to be at in March? 4 months from now, where do you want to be at in March? Because if you do the planting, the seed work right now, if you do what we show you, your New Year's will blow up and you'll have people reaching out to you. It takes consistency. And so basically this is the connection process. Like the connections you make this month will lead into more connections next month and then build on it and build on it. And I actually added more circles over here because we all know that have been through a February, January, March. We all know that it actually catapults that time because people are looking for us. They're looking for a diet. They're looking to lose weight. We want to help them with optimal health. So you're going to be able to reap what you sow during this next season ahead, and that's why we're doing it together. So with that being said, let's jump into today. Dawn, what are we going to cover? Oh, actually, before we get there, I haven't had enough coffee yet. I really should probably stock up more on coffee. The deal is a little bit later today, Alice is going to go over the steps and flow of this business. So you're going to be able to figure out exactly what you need to do next in your business, where you're at. Because it's just steps. It's just taking the steps. It's just consistency and practice. We're also going to go over a little bit of dreaming and what's possible. And we're going to go over rocks in your schedule. But one thing I want you guys to know is you're either a new coach on this line. So if you're a new coach, your first goal is hitting that senior coach mark and working really closely with your support team. If you're anywhere above that, your goal is to move to executive director and keep building step by step. So work really closely, but we're going to be speaking to different contexts throughout this training. And if you've done that step already, then think to yourself, I got to get really good at helping other people do this step because that's the context of how we support others. So that being said, Dawn, let's get into the topics today. Let's start breaking it down.
I love it, Brad. All right, you guys, are you ready? I really hope this is going to be so helpful for so many of you. So this is going to be interactive, you guys. And like Brad said, we have some people that they love you guys enough and they're brave enough and bold enough to show their businesses. And so we're going to dive into that. But today we're going to talk about how to understanding how to grow, because when you get that piece, you can impact even more people's lives. And so wherever you're at, we're going to be talking about what your next steps are, what's possible as you take your coaching to the next level, especially over this season. Dreaming, like Brad was talking about, I can tell you one thing you hear constantly is none of us are dreaming big enough. So just know that, but dream and tell your support team what you're dreaming, and never stop dreaming. And then we're going to talk about what the rocks are. Danae is going to break down what a schedule looks like, how you set up your structure, the tools. There are no secrets. And so you guys, we're going to just really bare all and lift that veil and show you how the pros are doing it, and that all of us started right where some of you are right now. We all started as a brand new coach. We all started growing to senior coach, and then we took the next step beyond that. So we're going to really show you how to get set up for success. And then as we finish off today, we're going to finish October strong, and we're going to talk a lot about action. We're going to talk as you move into next week and the following weeks. I mean, social media, you guys, giving you the tips, giving you some insight, how to make it you, those authentic voices and all of that. So I don't know about you guys, but are you excited about this? One of the things that, if you're sitting there wherever you're at, a lot of people think it's like this straight line, right? Well, I can tell you it's been a little over 9 years, and it's just talking to more people and practicing. And so it's not a straight line. It's actually pretty squiggly. When you talk about it, like the things you learn in the squiggly points are some of the best, but we're going to do that line on the very right-hand side where you see it goes up and then it goes up again. That's what we're going to show you, because that's what it can look like. And that's what the system, consistency, and working on the skill set and the action does, is it organically builds success. So super excited about that. And I love the little picture on the bottom, because some people turn around when it gets a little hard, and you see that, see those diamonds? I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but like he is working his way towards those diamonds. Don't give up. What Kaylee said. If you feel a little tension or you feel a little fear, that's when it's time to kind of dive in and let your mentorship team know, like, I really want this to be ready to grow, because they're here to help you. So, all right. Okay, so I don't know if some of you already know, we have habits of transformational leadership with Optavia. The first habit is lead in the future and act in the now. And we're going to be talking about that today. That has to do with dreaming. Brad just showed you guys what's possible in the next 4 months by diving in. So now that you guys have had a chance to kind of see that and dream a little bit, we're going to dive in, and people are going to share what's actually possible. And then we're going to leave you with the actions to take right now, so that not just your dreams can come to fruition, but you guys, the people in your life, the people that you're leading and pouring into, because that's what we're all about, is like helping transform our lives and transforming the lives of others. So leading from the future, what is it you want? Where do you want to be in 2 months? And then going to work right now, so that is absolutely what probably you're going to blow yourself out of the water with what's possible.
I love that, Dawn. Actually, so I'm going to take a quick pause because we have so many new people on. If you could double check that you're muted, it's been a little bit feedback on your end, Dawn, and it won't let me mute everyone. So it shows a few people up. So if you can double check that you're muted, that'd be great. But then I just wanted to pause on this for 2 quick points real quick. So grab your notepad on this. We actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but there are 6 transformational habits that we operate from as Optavia leaders, and we're going to go over 1 each week. And there's not one that's even more fitting than lead from the future, act in the now. So I'd like for you guys, like I was just kind of talking about what's possible in the next 4 months from this season. Write down, like, even if you think it's crazy, like, what's the biggest dream you can think about that's possible 4 months from now? Knowing where you're at today. Maybe you're only here, and maybe you've only signed up your 1 client, and maybe you can barely fathom 2 clients right now. Maybe you're, executive director, and you're like, man, I don't know if I don't know what's next. But just, it's that dream, it's that commitment. I think Kenny said in the chat, that commitment to what's next. So just 4 months from now, because we're going to show you how to be consistent over this next little bit. What is your biggest dream that you can accomplish, and what does that mean to you? What does it mean to others, and what does it mean to those that matter most in your life? Because that's what we're going to jump in today. And hopefully it lights a fire in you, because that's the key to moving forward and breaking through in people's lives. So, yes, I see some quitting job, no more appraisals, like triple my business, a lot of great stuff. So with that being said, guys, at 7:24, we're going to jump into today. So let's do it. So Dawn, we're going to show them how to get it done. Let's go from here on out and then get into the topics today.
Let's do it. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are checklist people, but I love a good checklist and I love checking things off my box. I like to know, kind of where I'm at. As we go through today, we're going to play a little game called the checkbox game. Okay, so let's have some fun. I loved it. Brad, you did a training a few weeks ago where you laid it all out, our systems, you did check by check, the check boxes. As we're talking today, I want us all to do a little self-evaluation. So wherever you're at, and if you're brand new, you're going to learn all these things, right? Because we are apprenticeship style training. So you have a coach who's going to walk you through it. But as we go through the cornerstones of what it takes to grow and have a really thriving business and touch a whole lot of lives, I would love for you to say, is this a cornerstone that my business has? Is this something that I'm doing? Is this something that I resonate with? Is this something I am doing really good at and I feel confident in and I could probably teach someone else how to do it? Boom, check mark. If it's something you're still working and growing at, a lot of us are working and growing in a lot of different areas. There's no perfection here. We're always growing. But I want you to put a little check mark and maybe a star next to it. This is something that I want to dive in and take even to the next level over this season. So we're just going to kind of go check by check and show you what it takes. You guys, in prep for this call, that Facebook video, if you haven't watched it, it is gold. And what's so cool is it's from 9 months ago. Doug and Carol broke down how to make authentic connections and really utilize social media. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it later today or right after this call. Have a notebook out for sure because you're going to be taking some notes on it. But that's how dialed in our system is, that even a training from 9 months ago makes such a difference. And there are people that were on that training live who now are seeing things happen in their businesses that they never thought possible. They're, integrated nationals, even globals and things like that were brand new coaches last year, listening to that training live, sitting there and then applying it. And then there are other tools that we're going to use, you guys. I hope you have your map printed out and have some extras printed out as we're going to dive into next month. We're going to be filling those out. Like Brad was saying, kind of restocking on your stash of things that you've got and you need to print out. Having a lot of health assessments, because we're going to talk a lot about action. And that is where the rubber meets the road. Talking to people, showing up in their lives, being a solution, listening, hearing what's important to them. And then the social media tracker, that is just great because it has such a great flow to it. And the bottom line is that you have a list. So however you do it, whether it's on a notebook piece of paper or on your, you have a connections list or that 100s list where you're actually writing people down and are you friends with them on Facebook? Are you connecting authentically? Have you talked to them about health? Have you followed up? I love that document. The links are all in the prep for this call today. And then you know what? Because we know that the next step in people's health, the next step in their journey is to partner with us and to share this with people in their world. Printing out some Coach Explore forms is really important because we're going to be bold this season, you guys. This is a time of year when people awaken to the fact that they want to have a healthy community around them. And there is no better way than to invite them to partner with us and invite them to help their own friends and family. And put a 2 in the chat if becoming a health coach has been a game changer for you. If it has made all the difference in the world, if you see the value in that, if you know that if your clients, if you can integrate them into our community and into our world, that will create health in their lives far beyond just doing program alone. Oh gosh, Brad, look at the chat blowing up. You guys, this speaks to my heart because I truly now are what we have to offer and sharing coaching with our clients and the people in our lives, you guys, that is such a gift. So here's the tools and we're going to show you how to use them. And Brad, so let's just dive in. Anything you want to add, Brad?
The only thing I'd add to that is the reason why we're doing this, we're going to utilize these over the next little bit. So you don't want to be part of getting set up for success is not having to go redo it. I had to go reprint all of them because I've used all these things over the last little bit. So make sure you're restocked. Make sure you have those health assessments. Make sure you have, because we're going to utilize it. Make sure you have that list. Make sure you have your map and Coach Explore. We're going to use them all over the next month. And you don't want to have to, where's my printer? Where's all that stuff? They're ready to go, ready to rock, and we're going to utilize them because that's going to be the impact. And if you haven't watched that training, that would be the next thing to watch before the month ends because we are going to utilize everything that's part of that, like Don already said. So Don, let's jump into it. Topic number 1 today, understanding how to grow, what's next, and what's possible. So I asked you guys to dream a little bit. And I'd also even encourage the word vision on what you are taking your life to. So Allison's going to show you like what's your next step, because once you know where to go, once you know how to have a goal, that's going to lead you to the next mark. It's just going to be like, how do I get there? How do I take that step? So Allison, Dawn, take it away.
I love it. All right, guys. So really understanding the girl. I'm going to bring my girl Allison on. And you guys, I want to give her mad props because she didn't have to share her business with you guys, but she, has just been such a classic example of diving in and being a student of this process and learning consistency and adding the skill sets. And I'm just going to say it, shifting of the mindset and just what's possible. So Al, I'm going to bring you on. And I just want to thank you for being brave enough and bold enough to talk about this, because you guys, do you think it would be helpful? I just want to say, put a boom in the chat or something, put like a 3 in the chat. If you would just love for us to break it down and to show you some of the tangible tips. We're going to show you what it looks like to grow, how to grow, because, Allison, when you learned this and you saw what was possible and kind of the building blocks of what it looked like so that the ripple in your life could then touch other lives, it made all the difference. So Al, I'm going to turn it over to you real quick.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? I am wearing clothes, so just so you know, not naked here. Yeah, I've been in Optavia for going on 6 years now, and I was a little slow to warm. But before Optavia, when I first started, I had seriously, and if you guys have heard me talk about this, you know what I'm about to say. 52 friends on Facebook. Like I wasn't as forthcoming and bold. I saw someone say that they wanted my boldness. I wasn't this way before. I found Optavia. I found something I wanted to share. I started connecting with people. It worked. People were changing their lives, and that is what gave me my boldness. Changing people's lives. Why? If you knew this was going to change someone's life, why would you keep it a secret? So the turning point for me and my business, you guys, was about 2 years ago. I don't know if you guys were at National Convention 2 years ago, and if you weren't, it doesn't matter, because for whatever reason, I had been to 4 conventions, and this one convention just blew my mind. I think I was just ready for it. But I heard Sam and Harold Prestonbach from stage talking about how at each step of their business, that when they reached a point where they weren't growing, that they leaned into the resistance, they investigated what was going on, and that they worked with their mentorship. And so I was at a point where I had been running a high frontline volume, like 14, 15,000. I was making plenty of money. I made like $4,000 a month just on my client support, which is great. Come on, who wouldn't love that? But what I was missing was that breakthrough, that freedom. And so what I did, you guys, is, how many of you guys, raise your hand, you hear everybody talking about these systems, right? What the hell are these systems? Systems. I'm like, what is this system? I didn't know what the heck people are talking about. Like, would everyone shut up about the system? So I went back to Dawn, and I'm like, what am I missing? And she's like, well, let's investigate your systems. And I'm like, what does that even mean, right? And so guess what, you guys, we did. And all that means, if you don't know what the system means, just go and ask your mentorship, because they know and they're going to help you. You don't need to know the system. You just need to know your mentor and their phone number. So do that. Right, Dawn?
Yes, girl, do that.
Yeah, just do that. And so that's what I did. And what happened, you guys, was some breakthrough. I found my systems. I know what that is now. And guess what I get to do now? I get to teach it. I get to teach the system, and I get to help people have breakthrough in that. And that, my friends, is where the freedom and, quite honestly, where the fun is. I love my clients. I love supporting a lot of clients, but I really love helping other people find their system, find their rhythm, find their energy.
I love it, Al. And I'm so excited because we're going to dive in. I just want to call people's attention to one thing here. Look at November of last year. And I'm just, you know what? Look, Allison, look where you were. Do you know what happened in November of last year? We did a Coffee and Consistency series. We went to Intentionality Summit, and the new year in January, February, March happened. Look at that. What I love about this is it's so doable. I hope wherever you guys are at, tuning into this, you can see, and I'm looking, you guys, the chat is blowing up. I'm sorry if you're touching the recording because you can't see the chat, but it is blowing up with, I think some light bulbs are coming on, Al. I think some people are seeing where they could be, because where you were a year ago and where you are now, and the lives that have changed because of that, the ripple effect of you jumping in and that you awakened, then you have the tools, skill sets, the mindset, and just step by step looking at what's possible. It's incredible. So let's dive in and show you like what it looks like. Like you said, what the heck are these systems? Well, you guys, we're going to show you. That'd be helpful.
So Dawn, let me point one thing out here for everyone. And some of you guys are so brand new, you're like, man, I'd love to be running 8,000 frontline volume. I want Allison's before business. Don't worry, we're going to show you how to get there. All the steps are duplicatable. But what I want you guys to see really here is that there wasn't one magic thing that Allison did. She just has great partners. Kaylee happens to be one of those great partners, and it's just linking arms with great people. Look at that. Not a huge jump from 28 to 29. Not a huge jump from 29 to 30. Like, this is incremental growth. That's what we're going to show you, is just taking that leap one step at a time, being focused on people, making that change, knowing where to focus your time. So with that being said, would you guys like to know what you need to focus on next with where you're at to see this? Put a 3 in the chat if that's what you want, just to make sure. I think, yep, there's a few 3s. Okay, Allison, show them what's next and what they need to understand so they can set their course so that through this time they know exactly what to take notes on. So let's start with compensation. Do you and Don want to go over that? Don first?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, guys. So you guys might not know, or you may know, we get paid in 3 different buckets of compensation. And the first bucket, which is where we all start, is in client support, showing, really diving into their clients and showing up and guiding them. So that's where, and I got to say, Allison, when you started, you were the queen of high frontline volume, girl. I mean, running back in the day, 14,000, 15,000 frontline volume, you were, making 30 minimum, you guys, in the Big Thinkers Club, which is 10,000 and above, making 3,500 a month with that client support, because we get paid to show up in people's lives. And then Al, as you were awakened and jumped into the systems and just followed the steps, you assisting new coaches, you started paying it forward. That ripple started spreading, helping people in their own lives. Your income started to grow, and then now you're helping build. People are creating lives and things that they never thought even possible, building, executive director teams and Kaylee, FIBC teams, things like that. It's really amazing how, as you learn and grow, that ripple can create even more income, which then allows you to create, even more space in your life to help more people. So Brad, anything you wanted to add about the buckets before we dive in and have Allison kind of chat about what that looks like?
Just knowing that there's 3 ways we get compensated, and it's client support, then assisting new coaches, and then building generations. Basically, it's the pay it forward program. So you're going to fill your funnel, you're going to fill your bucket with clients. That's going to spill over to assisting coaches, and you're going to run with those coaches to help them build. It's the nature of our business of helping, and that's where it comes in. So Allison's going to show how to move forward by points and how to build a business. So the thing I'll throw in here is, like, you'll see the word points as Allison lays this out. It's because we talk in this terminology. So I want you guys to get really familiar with points if you guys are new today. Every 1,200 in frontline volume is a point, and every senior coach line is a point, because we do 2 things in our business. Is we help people change their health. We acquire and support clients, so that's what we do, one thing. The other thing is we support people in their business of helping other people, so we acquire and support coaches. So with that being said, those are the 2 things we do. Allison, what should each people be focusing on next as they learn to grow, and like what they should be focusing on next for their steps of their business?
Right. So senior coach. I mean, how many of you guys are senior coach and above on the line? Maybe pop a 1 in the chat, and then a 2 if you haven't quite reached that yet. Just know this, a senior coach is someone with 1 point or with 2 points. And so what we're trying to do now is, why not bring on 7 to 8 clients in your first, in your first month, or in your first couple weeks, or whatever feels like your best setup there. But really earning that first $500 to $800 a month is the first step in your Optavia business. And then once you're able to solidify helping 7 to 8 clients, you guys, if you can help 7 to 8 clients, you can help 700 clients. Like, once you figure out, I'm going to say it, the system. Right, Don? You guys are all muted. It's like quiet out here.
That's everyone's first step. And that's where we all started, right? Was getting started, doing lots of health assessments, talking to a lot of people, learning, and senior coach, you guys, yeah, your first 7 to 8 clients. And that's $500 to $800 a month. And I don't know about you guys, but for me in the beginning, I never expected that. And that was a huge blessing in our lives. So just imagine the people in your life that $500 to $800 a month would make a difference for them.
Yes.
And that's the building block. That's where you start and you grow and you learn how to help. Once you've reached senior coach, you have the skill sets and you're really learning, and you can help as many people as you want from there on. So then what's next?
What's next is moving forward more towards associate director. This is going to be where you're helping more people, 10 to 11, where again, you're in your groove, you're in your rhythm, you're following the systems with the help of your mentorship team, and then you're starting to, guys, you want to know how to change your business? I'm going to tell you like it is. Integration calls and Zooms. This is the point when you're starting to bring on a few clients and then you're bringing on more clients. If you aren't integrating them well, it's not part of the system, again, but also you're missing a lot of the joy in being able to integrate our clients well and then helping them move forward and possibly helping some people in their world. So it's associate director, you have some clients here that you're really helping move forward, and then you're starting to identify some coaches, and your health coach is going to help you do that. And guess what? You're going to start earning around $2,000 a month, and this is a really simple next step. The next step beyond that, of course, is moving more towards blended path executive director, which is where you can meet executive director in a lot of different ways, but honestly, in my opinion, the most fun, the most joy, I keep saying that, but it's so true. There's so much joy in helping someone on the 3 to 2 path. Someone's circling it for me. Thank you so much. Where you're helping about 10 clients, and then you're bringing on some senior coaches. And so at that point, you're still making anywhere from like $2,000 to $3,000 a month, but you're not doing what I did in the beginning, which years past to make executive director, we didn't have the blended path. And so I had all of this gobbledygook, tons and tons of clients, but it's so much more fun and sustainable to build this way. This is my favorite next step. And so you guys, if you can help 5 clients, you can become associate director and help 10. If you can help 10 clients, you can find some coaches in there that want to be inspired. And then beyond that, you can bring on some more clients, get to this 8,000 frontline volume executive director where you're starting to bring on coaches. I mean, even when I'm talking about this, it sounds so simple. It kind of is simple when you follow the system. Work with your support team. They're going to help you move forward into this. This is where freedom lies, you guys. And once you know how to do it, you can train it and you get to help other people do it. How awesome is that?
This is amazing, Allison. So one thing I want to point out to everyone on the line here as you're paying attention here, wherever you're at, somewhere on this call, you're at one of these steps, and this is your next step. So how do you do what Allison did? How do you get really good? How do you have the transformation that Kaylee had? Everyone that was talking about in the chat, what they've accomplished, is focus on where you're at. We're giving you the pathway as we start to make transformation. What do you need to do next? So if you're a newer executive director, this is your next focus right here. This is the solid step of transformation. If you were at that senior coach mark, well, then like we were talking about, senior coach is that next step. So I just want to break down the clarity of what Allison's providing here and kind of how it's elevating the income level. So the income follows transformation, and if you know where to go next, you can always take that next step. So thank you. This is perfect. So this is so great, Allison. And then, of course, going to FIBC and getting their volume up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so here's the next step. And you guys, if this is like, again, if this is gobbledygook in your brain and not making sense, we got you. You have a support team. Go and ask them, what's my next step? What's my next step? Where do you see my focus? And they're going to do this for you and with you. So use your mentorship team, get into some integration Zooms. And it's whoever wrote this comp plan and systems plan is kind of amazing. So stick with your support team, and then in no time, can you guys see senior coach, you're helping 5 people, associate director, there's 10 people. You start to identify some client or some coaches. Then you're executive director, and then you just do a little bit more of that. It's the same. And once I started to see that, my business totally changed. And guess what? Joy, freedom, starting to dream again. Husband, we're dreaming, we're doing things. So you can do it too.
Absolutely, Allison. Oh, I love that so much. And I love how over the course of this last year, you've been sharing. I mean, because you guys, this is a reflection of the people in Allison's life that she's diving in and helping. And I mean, so many props to so many of the people like Tasha and Chris and Lisa and Sarah and Kelly and you know, like you guys, it's amazing because there's so many people just step by step, you know, helping 5 more people and identifying who's that one coach. Now, when you get to a strong ED, going to FIBC, which is helping 5 people, help 5 to 7 people. Like that's amazing and simple. And then you're talking about $4,500 to $8,000 a month. And that is so huge. I don't know about like Allison, what you just said, that's where your husband started to dream again with you.
Right. So, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Definitely. So I've, you know, again, I was only operating from the first bucket originally, like client support. I got that big bucket. It was a great income. But when I started to dive into this system and figure out what my next steps were, and to genuinely ask, what do you see for me? What do you think my next step is? That's when my business changed. And now I'm able to kind of see that for others. If you can do it, you can see it. And so just a couple months ago, my husband, who kind of had quit dreaming a little bit, has started to dream again and say, you know, what if we did this? Or what if we maybe got some property here or did that? Like he's starting to see that this is sustainable and real. And I'm not even there yet. How cool is that?
I love it, Allison. Yeah, Brad, anything you want to add to this slide before we kind of go in? And I'd love for you to speak about what's beyond FIBC, you know, as you're growing to integrated national director, global and beyond, because that's where you've really helped Brian and I dream and dive in. And it, you know, if this is seeming like it's big to you guys, that's okay, because it's just step by step and it organically grows. But if you know where you're going, if you know what it looks like, then you can go create it again. Dream from the future and act in the now, right? So Brad, anything you want to add to this before we dive into sharing some more businesses and some more takeaways?
Yes, I just kind of want to wrap up here because a lot of you guys are probably new. We have people from all over on this call. You're probably like, why are we spending so much time on the prep stuff? Because we spend so much time. If we are clear on where we want to go and what's possible, the rest lies out here. So what I want to say is what Allison, what you did a great job at is the reason why you've grown so much over that mark is you got really good at understanding of guiding people to what's next. Your team is off to a rocking start because you know how to keep guiding them along the process. That's why they keep winning. They just keep transforming life. So wherever you're at today, I hope you leave this call with like, okay, I know exactly where I need to go next in my coaching. I know exactly what my dream is. I know exactly, wow, I didn't know this much was possible, because if you just follow the steps, you'll get there one step at a time. And of course, the 4th step is building past FIBC into integrated national, global, and beyond. And if you're so new, you don't know what that is, that's okay. But just you guys what the average incomes are. All the incomes listed at the bottom, like, that's why I'm going to show the disclaimer, is because these are just like real incomes. I just pulled the range of what's happening in our actual business from this call. So, I got to mute something real quick. So that's what's possible. Wherever you're at, now you know there's a path, and now you know where to go next, and now you know what to make sure to focus on helping your team with if you are past any of those steps. I love the chat. So yes, the slides will be up afterwards so you can watch this a little bit more. Yes, we will talk about integration calls. That's going to be definitely covered next week and week 3. I love all the questions in the chat. Like, this is provoking a lot of good questions. I think people are getting a lot of clarity from this. So we were going to break down another example, but we want to end on time today. We'll do a couple other examples. Dawn, actually, I'll just do this so we can kind of wrap up on time here, because we want to respect the time and finish up here well. So let's break down another business. I just really want to thank Jen and Jason for being open to sharing. And thank you, Al, for the example. Everyone give Al a round of applause. She's a rock star. Jen and Jason, are you here? Can you guys come off mute? Yes, no, me.
All right. Can you hear us?
Yes, you guys figured out the mute button. Great job. Jen and Jason, you guys are absolute rock stars. As we're helping people dream, I think you guys are a really good example of this. I'm going to mute you guys for 1 second, then we'll go back. You guys, Jen, you went to convention last year. So this is your business a year ago when you went to convention. And you were a brand new coach. You totally transformed your health. Like, this was meant to be for you. And then you just got on fire. And you have brought, I've heard your guys' passion for helping your team, helping people dream. And I just wanted to thank you guys for setting this example. Like, this is what's really possible. Your goal may not be to go global in a year if you're on this call. And honestly, wherever you're at, we hope you're focusing on exactly what you want to accomplish. You're all valued in this community. So the goal is not maybe go global, but we wanted you guys to know it's possible. So Jen, you didn't have to go back to teaching this year. And here's just the real breakdown of your business. Nothing super fantastic. Yes, maybe you run a pretty high front line, but that's what you and Jason had chose to do with your passion to help people. You're all about helping people win. I thought maybe as we kind of wrap up here today and kind of finish up with Danae and DJ giving some tips of schedule, what are yours and Jason's like #1 tips that if you're saying, hey, I'm new on this call or I'm a newer executive director, what should I commit to? What made the biggest difference for you and Jason over this last season? You guys are muted now.
All right. Well, Brad, something you said today at the beginning of this meeting, write a goal down. Okay. I hope everybody did that. Write a dream down. And one thing that I took away from one of the Optavia events that we were at was, you know what the biggest difference is between what you look at in somebody else and where you're at is that your ceiling, your high goal is probably their floor. And it really hit me. I thought, well, why don't we do that to ourselves? So I've learned to dream bigger. I've learned to take my own ceiling, make it my floor, and build from there. #2, stick with the system. Allison, love your energy. So great to hear the system thing. That was me, but I was the system bucker. I was like, no, I'm going to figure out how to do this. And Dr. A told me one amazing tip. Don't take shortcuts, because I was trying to do that. I was like, yeah, I'll talk to people. I'll get them healthy, but 3x3, 8x3. I don't need to do that, right? And then, really shouldn't have to check in with our new clients every day, really? Like every 3 days is probably fine, right? No, it doesn't work. The system's here. If you think you're going to change it, then I would invite you to write a letter to Dr. Ray. And if he gives you permission to change our system, then go ahead. But until that happens, do what they have you do. And then leaning into your coaches. Brad, I mean, man, you've been so amazing to us. And I mean, we leaned up, you were going to fall over. And you were always there. So I can promise you, all you new coaches, throw that big dream out there. And I assure you that reach out to your mentorship team. They will never, ever leave you hanging. They will come and support you and link arms with you and make sure that you can get to that dream, because that's just what I've seen as we've, learned more and more, meeting more and more people. Everybody on this call is so amazing. They're going to help you. But, Brad, you reached down to us a lot, and I do appreciate that. But the real breakthrough came when we leaned into our mentorship team, and everybody's been there for us.
And you know what? I'll just kind of tag along on that. So I became a coach a year and 3 months ago. Okay. So that 7/31, that's when I basically was my first month of coaching. And so what I want to tell you, a couple of different things, but one thing that I started realizing was, it all of a sudden went, it's weird because, okay, let me go to speaker.
I just put you on speaker, Bill. Sorry.
I know. And then I started seeing everybody. I'm like, and so what I really wanted to share was when I was a brand new coach, I remember getting on a training just like this. Okay. And I remember them breaking down a lot of the different ranks and the incomes and all the different things and the senior coach this and the this and I didn't understand any of it. So what I really want to say to a lot of you new coaches, because I know there's a lot of you guys out there, don't worry about that. Like, seriously, like, don't think that you have to know what we're talking about this morning. Just like Jason said, lean into your support. When you have questions about that, you should just be making a list of what are all your questions, and then lean into your support and ask them your questions. You don't have to know all that is I guess my first point. But Brad had asked me to kind of talk about a couple of the intentional things that I did when I first became a coach. I heard Dan Valentine talking about this thing called the 3x3x3. And if you're a new coach, you might have heard that, but you might not have. And what I really want to say is I embraced that. I was like, you know what? Okay, they're telling me that I should do this. So hey, what the heck? I think I'll just do it. I think I'm just going to do the system, right, that they're telling me works. And honestly, it does work if you are consistent with it. So let me just tell you what the 3x3x3 is, because you may not know what that is. Basically, first let me back up to make yourself a list. Make yourself a list of who's on your heart. Who do you want to assist to health? And then with that list, right, then you move into your 3x3x3. which is 3 posts a day on social media. And some of you might be freaking out right now because you're like, I don't even post once a month on social media. Okay. Or you might be Allison, you're like, I have 54 friends. Like, I don't know how this is going to work. Right. And so it's baby steps. And I don't want to scare you because I know there's some people on here that are like, I'm not a big Facebook user. I don't want to I don't know if I can go there. Baby steps. Post maybe once a day. Maybe that's something that you can get intentional about. And maybe it's just a picture of your family or a picture of your dogs or whatever, right? And so just baby stepping into it. But 3 posts a day might be inspirational. It might be your own before and after pictures with your transformational story. It might be somebody else's. And it's just about living out loud. So really I just share everything. If I'm at a volleyball game, I'm putting a picture of the volleyball team playing. If I'm, at Apple Hill, if I'm wherever I am, if I have puppies, I'm putting pictures of that. 3 friend requests. So like Allison, when she had 54 friends, she's like, oh, I should probably make some more friends on Facebook, right? And you guys, this is the fun part because it's all about reconnecting relationships. I literally went in and went, who from high school have I not talked to in a while? Okay, this is my Facebook friend. Well, now I'm going to go in on their page, see who their friends are, and I'm going to start friending all these people that I kind of forgot about. And then I might be a little bit more intentional and go and send them a message, right? So it's 3, you might send out 3 messages a day to different people. And you guys, it's not about health necessarily. It's not like, hey, I had got this plan. I think you should get on. It's more about with you. I've been thinking about you, right? So it's that kind of a thing. And once you do that, that's when things just really start flowing. And one of the things that I didn't just do the 3x3x3. And even to this day, sometimes I'm posting 5 times a day. It's whatever is happening in my life. Sometimes I'm friend requesting 30 people in a day. All right. I just get an itch to ooh, okay, I'm going to go and friend request people. Sometimes it's, I message 50 people in a day. I mean, it's massive action. The more people you're talking to, the more people you're having conversations with, that's when people are going to reach out to you and say, what are you doing? I want to know about it. And that's always my goal. It's not for me to say, hey, I think you should get on my health plan. It's what's new with you? I'm so glad we're reconnected. And then they ask me about what I'm doing. And if I'm intentional about posting on social media, they know I'm doing something. So they're going to ask about it. That's what I got.
Jen, Jason, I absolutely love it. The chat was blowing up, great tangible tips and just some great questions in the chat. So I just want to preface a few things here real quick. If you have questions, I was mentioning here, there's obviously some new coaches on here. If you're wondering what the volume is, you're asking all the right questions, but we're going to go right into action of this stuff. I just wanted you to show you that there's nothing magic about their business except that they're intentional with it every single day. So Jen, Jason, thank you guys so much. Love it. All right, this is where I actually want to take a break real quick. We're committed to getting you guys done on time, but we want to respect your time. The last piece is going to show you guys how to put some rockets in your schedule. Danae and DJ have something very special for you. Would you guys be committed to going 5 minutes over today? Drop a 5 in the chat if you guys are good on that. Just want to make sure because our goal is to be on time okay, there's plenty. Okay, I think they like it. I think we'll keep going. All right. So Danae and DJ, I'm going to go through this real quick. Same thing. You guys are great enough to open up your business. I really just want to thank you for this. You guys are massively intentional, but you guys are definitely duplicatable in what you've done. You become a student of the systems and what we're going to go over this next little bit. You can just see your growth and you can just see the way your business has elevated and the amount of lives you've changed. It's so duplicatable, and I love that you never thought you'd help more than 5 people. I remember when you were starting coaching, you're like, if I could help 5 people and make $500 a month, that would be amazing. You're like, that would solve all of our problems. I would just love to help 5 people. And it turned into this beautiful business of all the people you're helping and all the great team members that I hear your passion for helping. And it's just getting started because you know your next step. So I'm not really going to spend much time with you on this slide because you have some great stuff on how to put the rocks of a growing business in your schedule. So take it away, you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And we are just so passionate about this Rocks in Our Schedule, especially since I am full-time health coaching and I am a stay-at-home mom. We have 3 little kids, so we're going to open our life a little bit and give you a glimpse into the chaos of what we live out every week. My husband, DJ, he is a full-time executive pastor at our church, so we lead a really busy life. And so we needed to find, as you've heard most times on these coffee and consistencies, is finding places to work within the white spaces. And so last October, we made a decision. We sat down and talked and said, okay, talk about dreaming big on the coffee and consistency. I'd put it on Saturday mornings in our kitchen and we'd listen in, and I'm like, man, what would dreaming big look like? And so we really were intentional, and we made a decision. We made a decision to be consistent. So we stuck to the system. I'm a rule follower. As Dawn's asking you to check boxes today, that's like so near and dear to my heart. But I hear you if you're not that rule follower. And can I just challenge you? Grab a hold of your mentorship team. Do the system. Don't waste your time trying to recreate something that is tried and true.
One second. I'm sorry to interrupt you because this is so good, but no one can see you for some reason. I'm trying to. Can you? Oh, I'm gonna try to find you real quick. Can you guys see her now? You can't see her? Oh, we see you now.
Yes, we can see her.
Good. Okay, good. Okay, keep going because it's so good. Keep going.
So really stick to that system. It is tried and true. Your map. So when you reach that senior coach level at right about 5 to 8 clients, this map became my lifeline. I made a decision that I would be naked without it. So I carry it everywhere. It gets messy. It goes in my purse. It goes on vacation with us. It goes to the soccer game, because you never know what you're going to need to know. And so that's a huge part of who we are, and the way that we're able to reach out to a growing team that is so fantastic, because there's a dual responsibility as you grow, that you need to also be available and present, not only to your spouse, but also to your family and to the coaches and the clients that you're supporting. So really putting that into place from the beginning has helped us to be consistent in our schedule. And we are meeting consistently with our teams. So whether that's my mentorship team, so sitting down at the beginning of the month and at the 15th of the month, those are rocks in my schedule, rocks in our schedule. So Brad, will you mind showing what our schedule looks like?
Yes, 1 second. Let me pull it up real quick here.
So we want to give you a little glimpse into what our schedule looks like. Oh, here, do you want to stop on this one, Brad?
Yeah, I'll go over this real quick here. So here's the things today. Dawn talked about playing the checklist game. You got to check the cornerstones. Like, do I have this? So if you guys want to know, like, how do I grow this next season? It's going to include these things. So ones will be actual rocks in your schedule, and ones will be rocks that you'll put in to make sure this is part of your schedule. So one is an on-fire health journey. Just pursuing yourself, because we are an authentic community of people that lead from our health and share that with other people. A map and connections list. I saw a few people say, like, hey, what's a map? If you're not senior coach yet, that'll be something you get at senior coach. But those are all part of the documents that we talked about printing off as we start this. Checkup day and a backup day, follow-up day, time for those 3 and 3 posts, being live on the trainings each week, and expecting what you focus at the beginning of the month and the middle of the month. So today, DJ, like, you want to see your schedule. This is what your actual schedule looks like. You just want to talk a little bit about that, how you put your rocks in?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we like to say all the time that either we tell our calendar and our finances where to go, or they're going to tell us where to go. And so we're really, really good. Danae is an absolute rule follower. So when she talks about systems, it becomes a little easier to hear than most. I am not a super rule follower, so I'd be a lot like other people that would want to find the shortcuts and things like that. And so for us, when we sit down and we plan out, we plan out the year. We look at major vacations and things like that we want to take as a family. That's part of our dreaming, by the way. And then we look at our month, we look at our week. And one thing that we've started bringing in as we've gotten busier and busier is we talk at nighttime about the next day. And the reason we do that is because we've been in a couple arguments where we're like, I thought we were going to do this, or I thought you were going to grab the kids, and
then I jump on a call.
Yeah, and it's frustrating for me, and it's frustrating for her. And so we said, okay, what we're going to start doing is we're going to talk at night before we go to bed about what the next day looks like. And so that's really helped us in creating that day that we talk about, because then she doesn't feel stressed out about doing calls, and I don't feel stressed out about, you know, last minute things that come up, and they will come up. We say all the time that we live in the tension. And there's a very real thing of living in tension when it comes to things that pop up, and we need to do that. And then also at the same time, planning and communicating well. And that's just something that the more we get into this, the more we grow in that area. And we don't have it down, and that's something that we're continually working on. But this calendar helps us to be more effective, more purposeful, and intentional in really, again, creating those rocks in our systems and being successful in actually seeing what's going to happen, the growth that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So,
and like Don talked about, dreaming from the future, acting from the now, that's what our calendar reflects. And so this is iCal. I see a bunch of you are asking what calendar we use. This is iCal. It's an Apple-based platform. And so DJ's calendar is in green for his work. My calendar is in purple for my work. So you can see those rocks in that schedule of my client check-in day is Monday. My backup day is Tuesday. Every morning I get up and I do my 3, 3, and 3 and my client messages. Follow-up Friday is on there. Habits of health calls. Coffee and consistency went straight onto our calendar. And this is shareable between us so that he can see when I add a new rock in our schedule. If I have a call that comes up, I'm going to be able to be more respectful of his green on that calendar. And then yellow is our family. Because we do have a 9-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-year-old, life gets really busy. And we've had a lot happen in our life in the last year. So there's multiple doctor's appointments and, you know, important things for our kids. Everybody's in a sport this season. So we've had to really find those important times that are rocks in our schedule. And in the beginning, one of the struggles we ran into was really for our family time, setting that aside and having open communication, because a lot of times in the evening I'd make dinner real quick and then say, okay, I'm going to go jump on a call. And it created so much tension between the two of us. So we worked within that, right? The obstacle's the way. We pressed into it, had an intentional conversation and said, what's most important? And I was trying to, because we totally argued. And so we did that. 5:30 every night. You'll see it on our calendar. That is a non-negotiable that we sit down at the table with our family. That's something we put in place years ago. And so that is our safeguarded time. And yes, there's moments where I have clients that's the only time they can do a quick check-in or things happen. But again, it's communication between the two of us for healthy expectations, not only for us, but for our kids, because we firmly believe we are raising 3 leaders. And so having open communication with them about what this calendar looks like and dreaming with them. Our kids have a huge dream of going to Hawaii and swimming with dolphins. And so they know when mama comes in this space and that we're working and we're loving on people and having our amazing, phenomenal coaches succeed, that's one step closer to us being able to do those things that we dream together as a family. And so we dream together, we work hard together, and we talk about the schedule because this is all of us. This is all of us working together for a common goal to support this amazing team that we get to be a part of. And we constantly reach out to our mentorship team. We don't have it all figured out. And so that's why we're reaching up. We sit down, we're intentional, and we say, what are we not seeing? What on here should we need to fix? And not getting defensive and opening up and giving them the opportunity to punch in and say, where's your blind spot? Here's how I can help you. So really asking multiple times a month, what am I missing? What am I not doing good? And how can I be better at that?
I love it, you guys. And the chat's blowing up. So we'll kind of wrap up with this is maybe we'll do like an encore, like some extra pieces or a Q&A on this, but great stuff, you guys. You guys are definitely living like intentional. And that's really what we want to show people is what rocks to put in. And that your schedule is really a reflection of your value. You show me your schedule and I'll show you what you value. And if you guys value a growing business and growing your guys' dream and growing and helping people, that's what we want to help you guys get rock set up. Like someone asked what a rock is. But first of all, Danae, DJ, perfect. Thank you so much for your example. I love that your calendar is the thing that launches your family. And I love the intentional. You guys are better in every area because you're intentional with this. So thank you for that example. And if you guys can answer some of the questions in the chat, that'd be great. I had a few people ask what rocks are. And so rocks are just things that are like non-negotiable time in your business. So when you get off this call, this will be one of the action steps. Make sure you have those times built in. So like here's like an example of rocks in a calendar. You can make it however you want, but I did kind of an example one. Blue is trainings. So like the leadership call or the habits of health call for our own personal health on Wednesdays or trainings 1 hour on Saturdays. All these purple times are the times that are non-negotiable for your text. So like for growing your business. So a check-in day once a week and at least a backup day because life always is going to hit you at some point. One day, especially if you have kids, it's never going to be perfect. So a backup day so you can do that. Or just times where you know you're most available for health assessments. Next week, we're going to talk about taking it to the phone. And you better know when you have time to take it to the phone, or else you won't be able to have time to take it to the phone. Basically, your calendar, the amount of time, and this is about 8 to 10 hours a week of intentional time, will give you a growing business. I'd say probably one of the biggest ones, and Danae talked about it, was her daily connections in the beginning, where she plans out her posts. She sends her daily texts, and she makes her connections on social media. She does her 3, 3, and 3 like Jen and Jason were talking about. So your goal this week, whether or if you choose to accept it, is to get your rocks in this schedule, because over this next season, I will be able to tell you how many lives you will impact by the rocks you put in your schedule. So basically, finishing up strong is the action steps. I want to congratulate you all for tuning in today. Thank you for being a part of our tribe. Thank Dawn, Allison. Basically, this week's action step is to make the decision to be consistent over the next 6 weeks. That is our biggest invitation, because we know it'll be a breakthrough point for you. What you put time into is what grows, and that's why we talk about being consistent. If you haven't, watch that social media training so you guys can get caught up on what we're diving into next week, and print out these documents so you're ready to go to change lives. Finish October strong is our next big focus. So get posting. If you haven't done that yet, do that. Reach out to people. Remember, this is a connection between you and real people. Focus on where you want to be by the end of the month, and make sure you can lay your head down knowing you did everything possible. And here's the cool thing. No matter what, even if you hit your goal or not, if you do the action is always rewarded. So if you do the touches today, if you do it, it may land. That follow-up may happen this month, and it usually does once you make the decision, but it will always be brought back tenfold. So that's everything. Tune into the Facebook page, because on the first of the month, we're going to go over a live on how to set up your map and intention on the month. And then we'll dive into next week where we talk about social media, bringing it to the phone, and how to take action. Dawn, anything you want to add as we wrap up today?
I just want to say, you guys, congratulations for showing up for yourselves today. Love that almost over 90% of the people stayed on with us, even though we're like 7 minutes over. So congratulations for that. And I'm really excited, Brad, because we know what's possible over the next 6 weeks if people dive in, show up for you, show up for the people that are on your heart, and know that step by step, you're going to be able to grow this business and to create a life that is all yours and that you dream about.
Yep. So I'll say one last thing as we wrap up here. I just want to say thank you guys, because everything we do together as a community makes us all better. We are the iron that sharpens iron. I just want to tell you how much we appreciate you all, and I really encourage you to create that vision for the next little bit. And yeah, we have some fun things. I want to thank everyone who shared in the chat on this here, or opened up their business to share what's possible to help people dream today. Guys, this is our prep week. Next week, we jump into really, really taking action. So thank you, Danae, DJ, Jen, Jason, Allison, Tanya, Sam, Allison, everyone in between. I'm already run out of names. Have a great Saturday, guys. If you haven't set your rocks in your calendar, that's the thing to do right now. And then let's finish the month strong. I will see you on the first of the month as we kick off the month. Let's go do it. Let's go change some lives. Happy Saturday, everybody.
Thanks, Brad. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. So good.
Bye, everybody.
That was amazing.
Let's kick off the next season. You guys have no idea what's possible over the next 4 months. All right, guys. Let's go make some catch.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.